Biomedical Sciences. There's a building way back in there. It says Center for Neural Circuits. Biomedical Library right here. Center for Neural Circuits over there. I don't know if you can see it real well. I'm just looking adjusted holding my camera up. And I'm right now next to the office of Vice Chancellor and Dean at the University of California, San Diego. And in San Diego, California, which is obvious, I'm a target of what is known as organized stalking, gang stalking, in San Diego, California, and it occurs on this campus. This dumb right here just gaslighted me, literally. She waited until I turned the camera around. What an idiot. Here she goes again. These people are outside their minds. Anyways, non-consensual human experimentation is protected by the government. They don't give two shits at all what they do to human beings in reference to these expeditions. They will literally even set them up and throw them in prison if they expose it. And that shows the audacity and the malice of forethought behind these criminal expeditions. Now, when we have criminal expeditions that transpire on campuses, all you have to do is Google human experimentation in universities and look at all the Google generated responses you'll get. I think you'll clearly be able to deduce that these are factual realities. And non-consensual human experimentation is against the law. It's against international law, and it's against Nuremberg law. And but who's got the ability to afford a lawyer? Okay, I'm just an average Joe, you know. And these are the type of people that they pick. People that don't have the monetary means, the financial means to hire a lawyer. Okay, and if they do have any money, the government just spins them in endless litigation to bankrupt them, literally. Look at what's happening right now with the Vietnam Veterans of America. They're still suing the CIA, and that's going nowhere. It's being stonewalled in court. Morrison and Forrester is handling that litigation. And if you thoroughly look at Morrison and Forrester, who their other clients are, I would think that that would have been investigated by the Vietnam Veterans of America because there's a conflict of interest there. They have literally litigated for the biotechnology community. Now, I went down to Morrison and Forrester to see, to be totally honest with you, before I thoroughly looked at their webpage. And was I gaslighted by their receptionist when I went down to their law firm? I'm just an average Joe. Look at me, you know? I wear clothes from Walmart's, like the rest of us. I don't buy clothes there anymore as much as I can avoid it. But the point I'm trying to make is this is what they do. They target innocent human beings, purely innocent human beings. And you know what they call us? They call us crazy, mentally ill, delusional, paranoid, schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenic, bipolar, delusional, schizoaffective, any mental diagnosis that they can label you as to discredit you. Because this is what they do. They literally discredit targets, the truth tellers, by discrediting the truth, by discrediting the target. Because they don't want to be exposed, because what they're doing is criminally felonious behavior that can send them to prison for the rest of their lives. I'm going to make this one particular statement. I'm going to make it real clear. Was a person that I know duped to go into a hospital in Dearborn, Michigan, in the same exact calendar years that they were the director of pediatrics was falsely and deliberately, with complete malice of forethought, implanting hundreds of children with implants under the guise of epilepsy. This occurred at Oakwood Hospital in Dearborn, Michigan, okay, between the years of 2006 and 2009. Was the same person I'm referring to duped to go into that hospital in those same calendar years, and did that doctor's name appear on that person's Medicare summaries? Did it? Yes. Now, if you go to Freedom Fighters for America, their webpage, they got some x-ray diagrams on there that show a Terry Parker Jr. that was literally an x-ray of him that shows 47 metallic implants put in his head back in 1967 under the guise of epilepsy. Do the math. When he got busted, because a bunch of parents got together in Dearborn and filed a class action lawsuit, he took off and went to Saudi Arabia and got caught doing the same thing in a hospital out there and got caught. My name is Leslie Williams. I went down to the Benner Law Firm. That is a law firm that handles the litigation for this class action lawsuit for these parents, and within a week I was evicted from where I live, threatened to be arrested, by the same exact very police department that has filed falsified police reports concerning the gang stalking that I reported to them, and then they turned around and filed false police reports about what I reported to them. And the Dearborn Fire Department is directly involved in literally aiding and abetting and pipelining targets to that same exact very hospital. And I know somebody that was duped to go into that hospital by a gang stalker who wasn't discovered as far as them being an actual gang stalker until after the fact. And this is literally what they do. My name is Leslie Williams. I expose these crimes and the perpetrators involved so people will know what's going on. And the police are directly involved in these crimes and protecting it. So is the FBI. I'm going to flat out state it. The FBI is involved in this. I had to go through numerous visits with them and then I deliberated the responses, the reactions, the lack of reactions and lack of responses, and then how the expeditions continue to be protected. And any human being that can even deliberate common sense deliberations can see that they are involved in these expeditions just by the simple fact that they don't investigate them, for one. For two, how they protect the perpetrators. And for three, how the crime continues. I mean, come on, we're talking about the FBI. You're going to tell me that they cannot hone in and discover what frequencies are being transmitted in the air. If you can bisect and vector a cell phone frequency in order to be able to tap where the cell phone is coming from, which they do, the regular police department can do that in order to be able to, like say if you have to call 911 and you're in an area you don't know where they're at, they can piggyback on that phone number to find out where the phone call's coming from. Well, electronic harassment and remote neural monitoring signals are transmitted in the extra low frequency wave spectrum. Are you going to honestly tell me the FBI does not have in its capability to be able to piggyback on the frequencies that concerning a target being in specific geographical locations, whether they're mobile or stationary, and you're going to tell me they can't piggyback on that frequency, vector it, in order to be able to find out where it's being transmitted from? Bullshit. If Bug Squeak can do it, they can do it. In San Diego, California, my name is Leslie Williams, and I expose these crimes.